If you bought the Anchor Bay box of blood back in 2006, the first thing you noticed was the weight of the cardboard slipcase. The second thing was the front cover. Built directly into the packaging was a small, transparent window filled with a thick, red, viscous liquid that sloshed around when you tilted the 6-disc set in your hands. We consume movies much differently today. You log into an app, and a silent algorithm serves up a slate of clean, frictionless recommendations based on whatever you watched yesterday. But in the mid-2000s, physical media distributors were locked in a crowded battle for shelf space. To sell older, back-catalog films, companies had to invent elaborate, high-concept packaging events just to get a customer to stop walking down the aisle. Look past that cheap liquid window gimmick, though, and you'll find a highly curated, notoriously flawed, and incredibly dense time capsule of vampire cinema. That fake blood serves as the entry point to a jarring collision of styles, forcing undisputed cinematic masterpieces to sit right next to forgotten pulp trash. Pull out disc 2, and you're immediately confronted with high art. This is Werner Herzog's 1979 German new wave film Nosferatu the Vampyre. Herzog and his lead actor, Klaus Kinski, stripped away the romantic, cape-wearing Hollywood monster. Instead, they built an existential, tragic alien figure rotting away from his own eternal existence. Now skip back to disc 1. You hit the exact opposite end of the spectrum with Kathryn Bigelow's 1987 neo-western, Near Dark. Bigelow abandoned the Gothic castles of Europe entirely. Her vampires navigate the dusty highways, neon-lit dive bars, and isolated plains of the American Midwest. They are ruthless, blue-collar drifters, and the archetype is perfectly anchored by Bill Paxton's volatile, incredibly violent performance as Severin. Bigelow actually cast Paxton alongside Lance Henriksen and Jeanette Goldstein, lifting a distinct chunk of the ensemble cast directly from James Cameron's Aliens to build her own tightly knit, predatory family. Placing Kinski's agonizing European aristocrat against Paxton's chaotic American outlaw forces you to realize how incredibly malleable the vampire myth actually is. But then you keep digging into the box, and the curatorial Whiplash hits. Those two celebrated auteurs are sharing packaging with direct-to-video schlock. The rest of the set includes Vampires, a 1974 erotic cult film. There's a 2002 made-for-TV corporate adaptation of Dracula. And finally, Vampires Out for Blood, a 2004 release entirely centered around underground rave culture. This map shows the technical barrier to watch this collection. Produced for the European market, the discs were authored in PAL and hard-locked to Region 2. A North American buyer couldn't use a standard DVD player. Without a specialized multi-region deck, they were completely unreadable. Even if you got the films to play, the localization was rough. The foreign language masterpieces suffered from severely deficient subtitling, replacing nuanced, poetic dialogue with blocky, literal translations intended for the hard of hearing. On top of that, the distributor relied on older masters with baked-in English dubbing tracks, rather than providing the clean, multi-track audio options that allow viewers to switch between languages. These specific technical flaws perfectly capture the reality of the 2000s DVD gold rush. Distributors prioritized securing licenses and designing flashy packaging over the meticulous quality control required for proper localization. Despite the rough edges, critics understood what Anchor Bay was trying to do. Swedish reviewers at the time accurately labeled the box an interessant tvärsnitt, an interesting cross-section of the genre. They even included an academic anchor on disc 6. It's a full documentary tracing the actual Balkan folklore and the historical reality of Vlad the Impaler that inspired the original Bram Stoker novel. By bundling these disparate titles together, the set demonstrates the extreme range of the vampire archetype, showing how the same monster can be used to explore existential dread, deep sexual taboo, and modern greed in a single sitting. A modern streaming platform is mathematically designed to avoid this kind of friction. An algorithm is never going to finish playing a meditative Werner Herzog art piece and immediately queue up a Kevin Dillon B-movie. The box of blood persists as a collector's item because it preserves a specific, chaotic philosophy of curation that refuses to be smoothed over by a modern